So in the middle of the mission, take it off. Just deal with your wife for a second. In the middle of it, Mary shows up. Mary's like, "What are you doing?" No, you're not gonna do that. No. How did you disappear? Don't do that. It was wheels up. It was wheels up at a certain time. I got the orders. You weren't around. No, I could hear you. It's- So anyway, the issue became for you, for you, for you, for you, for you. Which I would think a woman of God would actually be like, yes, that's a. He was about to go on a mission. He might already be back from that mission. I should honor him. I should support him. You know, you put us. No, it was good to hear from her. So everybody, that was quick. Yeah, that's all it takes sometimes. For your prodigals that came back and they're like, hey, they surfaced. I think it took me 2 weeks to surface them. Right? We kept bombing them over and over again. Right? Show a little strength of Heaven's army, and your prodigal was trying to stay below the water, and they almost went crazy, and then they was. Should I have said that? Yeah. So I was authorized, friendly. Um, I would call it more of an exercise. Like we didn't really hurt them. We they were underwater anyway. They didn't surface. When their king spouse showed up to kind of rescue them, they fought and fought and fought and fought. And then one lifeguard technique, you guys are just going to say, no, this isn't true. It is in pararescue or something. They're either going to drag you down or you knock them out. So they're just laying there, right? And then if they don't, well, we have, this isn't going well. It's going well. Because no one tells them. And they were getting weird and demonic. And I think, before we took it to the level of, all right, this is kingdom business, especially Navy SEALs, we were kind of positioned the entire time and waiting and waiting and waiting. And it looked like the prodigals put on floaties or something and just had a party and just swam around in circles, which didn't make sense. I may have or may not have been sent as a great white shark to kind of produce some type of fear, which we felt they would need. So when their floaty popped and they were under the waves. I mean, when I discussed it with the father, it was, well, it wasn't your responsibility. They have a responsibility for their own life. So when they went down, you know, and then there was a deployment of a Navy SEAL team that was kind of adamant about this mission that the father had, which was, believe it or not, you guys get married. and he was really that was his vision. So it's kind of like, all right. And then when you guys refused to accept the warnings over and over again, and there were some submarine missiles. I'll admit that. Yeah, we sent a few. So it doesn't look good as a team. No, this is not what it looks like to. Yeah, this is disgusting, right? And that's your home. This is you, actually. This is what it feels like to be inside of you. It's not clean on the inside. So then it was kind of, I think the kingdom spouses kind of stepped back and they're like, the Lord's got this. He's going to do something about it. And then when the timing came, it was well, do you want to miss the other half of you for the rest of your life? Or what do you want to do? Do you want to wait? Do you want to invite a wolf into your space? What do you... And then king spouses were kind of like, well, is this person fucking someone else? They dating someone else? And yes and no. But I would say, to be real about it, which I feel Jesus would be, he'd be real about it. When you deal with that, if you choose to deal with that, I think the time you guys spent apart, fuck it, is that important? That's all I could tell you. I mean, I went through it, and what my father always tells me, if she's fucking someone else, he'll usually just... So, if it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. You probably got 20, 30 years left. What's important, you take it, you fucked up your marriage. You shouldn't have separated, and this is what happens. It's not about you. It's about the little ones that are growing up, and they need to see a fucked up marriage that you created and not do that. Like we all tried to. But the problem was there wasn't a force, military, heavenly, uh, I'll say it again, military. So if she married into a military situation and she just decided, no, I don't want that. I want this guy because he's cool. That's great and everything. But when that guy does a stolen valor thing and he's not really that dude, then it's an issue. It goes up to heaven, and usually one of mine will go first, do reconnaissance, identify it, and be like, yeah, she has a counterfeit. So then if you're the one that has to tell her she has a counterfeit, there's a problem automatically. You shouldn't have to say shit like that. That's a problem with her. That's a problem with your prodigal spouse that didn't fear God and thought they were gonna have a nice time doing whatever they want. So what they're really doing is probably under the influence of the devil, and then you'll have to take appropriate measures. But you got to be able to listen